welcome to Evaluation Headlines, our series where we speak with heads of independent evaluation offices to try and understand how they're adapting their evaluations to respond effectively to the COVID-19 crisis. It's been almost 6 months since the world was brought to a grinding halt because of this pandemic. And this is the time now that multilateral development banks are spending time in trying to identify early lessons and also what could possibly be the road up ahead. And that is exactly what we will do today on Evaluation Headlines. I will be speaking to heads of independent evaluation offices at the International Monetary Fund and the Central American Bank for Economic Integration. I'm very pleased to introduce you to Charles Collins and to Jose Efrain Deras. Thank you both so much for joining us today. Charles, if I may come to you first. This particular crisis, unprecedented in nature, it is not just a health crisis, it's also an economic crisis, a social crisis. Can you briefly take us through how the fund has responded to help its countries protect the lives and the livelihoods of its people?
Yes, thanks, Saleha. I mean, you're absolutely right. This is an extraordinary crisis. As our managing director said, it's a crisis like no other. And the fund has been very deeply involved as the global first responder. It's responded very actively, very vigorously. Although it's a crisis like no other, there are still lessons to be drawn from past global crises. For example, the global financial crisis. And I would maybe mention two of those. First, in the emergency phase, the phase really from March to now, there's been a need for massive policy response to support economies, to maintain global liquidity and stable financial markets. The fund has been providing assessment and advice, and is providing massive amounts of financial support to the many countries facing very difficult balance of payment situations as capital has retreated from those countries in a context of high risk aversion. But there's also a second phase, a phase that we haven't yet really got to, but is a very challenging phase for the global economy, which is going to be the recovery phase. The recovery is not going to be a quick V-shaped recovery. It's going to be protracted. It's going to be slow. There are going to be reversals. And during this phase, economic problems are going to be just as challenging because there'll be a need for countries to sustain their economic support, not to unwind the support too quickly. There'll be a need for the fund to find ways to provide external financing to these countries at a time when the major central banks may be starting to unwind their exceptional liquidity support. This was actually a particular problem after the global financial crisis. You'll remember the taper tantrum, the problems that caused. And I think the fund needs to be ready to give good advice, wise advice, drawing on experience for this second phase as well.
Thank you, Charles. Jose, a similar question to you. How has CABEI responded to support the Central American countries respond to the COVID-19 crisis, some of which are the most vulnerable countries in the world?
Thank you, Saleha. In the countries of Central America, the impact of COVID-19 has been high. In economy matters, the economic growth before COVID-19 had an estimation of positive 2%. But now with COVID-19, the last estimation we have is that it's going to be minus 7%. For that reason, CABEI responded with a program for economic reactivation and the attention of the emergency for about $1.96 billion, in which it is expected to attend the central banks for macroeconomic stability, to attend the governments for the strengthening of the health system, to attend the financial system and the private sector, especially the small and medium enterprises, for the economic reactivation.
That's right. Charles, at the start of the program, I had said that we'll try and identify early lessons for evaluators. And to understand early lessons, obviously, we have to understand what were the problems that were faced by your Office of Evaluation. Can you briefly take us through what were the issues that were faced by your Office of Evaluation?
Well, I think there are indeed multiple challenges. One is that certainly in the initial emergency phase, the board, the staff, and management were just so busy with the immediate urgent task of processing a huge number of requests for financing that there was very little bandwidth left for interaction with evaluation. On the other hand, I think just because one's in a crisis doesn't mean that evaluation becomes less important. And I think the challenge for us has been to find ways to make sure that what we're doing is relevant and focused on what the IMF needs for the immediate challenges. So we look, for example, at drawing the lessons from past crises, and we looked at how we could make sure that the evaluations we're doing were indeed relevant to the immediate challenges. So, for example, we were doing an evaluation on IMF advice on capital flows, and part of this crisis is a massive reversal of capital flows. So we're looking at that experience and seeing what lessons we can draw that's relevant for countries facing very volatile global capital flows.
Jose, a similar question to you. What were the problems faced by your Office of Evaluation in the initial stages of responding to the COVID-19 crisis?
One of the main responses of the program is with policy-based loans. The policy-based loans have a difference with the typical projects in which we have an input, output, and outcome chain of results. The policy-based loans normally are financing the government for the necessities of the public sector, but at the same time is expecting the implementation of certain policies. So we need to overtake that challenge with specific tools for evaluation, because it's not the traditional way to do the input, output, outcome results of chain.
Charles, I'd like to bring you in here. IMF supports several Central American countries as well. Do you share Jose's concerns?
Well, the IMF has been providing emergency financial support using rapid financing facilities, which are actually quite different from the way the IMF normally provides resources. Normally, the IMF provides resources with conditions that policies have to be followed, which are then checked before the money is dispersed. In this case, the fund wanted to get the money out of the door really quickly. So there's no ex post conditionality. Rather, the fund has discussions with the country, it agrees on a broad policy framework, and the money is dispersed. But there's no ex post checking of what the country actually does. So one of the things for evaluation is to see, well, did countries actually live up to the undertakings that they made to the fund in the absence of the normal ex post conditionality? Were the funds actually used for the purpose intended? Did the countries follow appropriate policies in other areas, like fiscal policy and monetary policy, to support the IMF financing? I think there are some very interesting and difficult questions that will be raised for a future evaluation.
It's still early days, but having said that, any early lessons that have been identified by your Office of Evaluation that you could talk us through?
So we are trying to draw early lessons from this crisis. For example, as I mentioned, we're looking at the experience of the very strong capital reversal that has occurred and how to deal with it, whether there are new tools, out of the box thinking that could be relevant rather than relying on the usual remedies. We're also beginning to think about a more comprehensive evaluation of the early emergency response. When we looked at the global financial crisis response, we actually waited something like 6 years before preparing our report. I think that was too long. So what we're thinking now is to do an earlier, more focused initial evaluation of the crisis response period, and then perhaps coming back later for a more comprehensive view, taking a look also at the difficult recovery phase from the crisis, which is also going to be very challenging for the IMF, and with something we'll also want to look at. But there's the immediate concern is dealing with the urgent needs of the emergency phase.
Jose, a similar question to you. They say that another crisis of this nature could very well be around the corner. Any early lessons that have been identified by your Office of Evaluation?
One of the most important early lessons is the possibility and the opportunity of the evaluation office to support the quality of the operations. To support the quality of the operations is very important in order to guarantee that the approvals are going to take place, but at the same time, the attribution is part of the design. If the attribution is part of the design and we at the same time create, for example, in the case of the policy-based loans, a specific evaluation frameworks, as I mentioned, the policy-based loans are different to the traditional input-output outcomes projects. So in this case, the creation of a specific evaluation frameworks able to capture what the policy-based loans does, which is financing the government in different areas, health, the attention of the emergency, the economic reactivation, to guarantee food security, among others, is accompanied by certain policies that are going to take place. So we created a specific evaluation frameworks to capture all the nature of the PBLs. Another early lesson is to bring the lessons learned from the past, also the evidence during the real-time design, and be able to maintain the relevance of the evaluation during the approval processes, and at the same time to inform the public, keep transparency, because if those approvals got the evaluation frameworks are able to present what the expected results are, and also are going to permit to monitor what the implementation is bringing, and then take the decisions in order to achieve better results. So if we use these early lessons, we are going to permit the decision takers and the corporate governance to maintain the evaluation for results focused during the attention of the emergency.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us today.
It has been a great pleasure for me from the Evaluation Office of CABEI being here sharing the early lessons of the evaluation during the crisis of COVID-19 at the evaluation headlines. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Saleha. It's been a real pleasure to be part of Evaluation Headlines.
And thank you so much for joining us online. We'll be back again next week with another topic, another set of panelists. Till then, stay safe.